All right, so we're taking a deep dive today into artificial narrow intelligence. And for this one, we're looking at an essay by Jörg-Owe.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we hear all the time about AI and machine learning and everything.
Right.
But ANI, or artificial narrow intelligence, is something that's sometimes called weak AI.
Yeah.
But it's really anything but weak.
Yeah, definitely not weak.
It's very good at specific tasks.
Absolutely. That's what makes it so powerful. It's like having a specialized tool for a specific job.
Schneepat talks a lot about how ANI is changing things in healthcare.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
You've got IBM's Watson for oncology.
Right.
That can analyze massive amounts of data to help personalize cancer treatments.
And what I find so fascinating about ANI in healthcare is its ability to process information that would take humans, years and years to do.
Yeah.
Like, think about Watson sifting through mountains of medical research, or AI-powered microscopes detecting harmful bacteria in blood with 95% accuracy. Things that would take us forever. And then there's robotic surgery too.
Oh yeah, that's becoming so much more common.
I think Intuitive's Da Vinci system has been used in over 10 million operations worldwide.
It's really transforming the field.
Oh, it's definitely a revolution.
And it's not just healthcare, right? Schneepat also highlights how software development's getting a major boost from ANI.
Yeah, definitely.
Think about GitHub Copilot. It's an AI tool that actually helps programmers write and debug code, and over 1 million developers are using it already.
Yeah, I think Copilot is a perfect example of how ANI can actually augment human capabilities. It's not about replacing programmers, but it's about helping them work more efficiently, write better code, and be more productive overall.
Yeah, it's like giving them superpowers.
Exactly.
Schneepat even talks about, how companies like Danone are using ANI to predict demand for their products, which leads to less waste and just smoother operations.
Supply chain optimization is a huge area where ANI is making a real difference. Companies are using AI to predict demand, manage inventory levels,
it's incredible.
All sorts of things.
Yeah, it's so smart. And in manufacturing, Schneepat mentions predictive maintenance.
Yeah.
Which is basically using AI to analyze data from machines to predict when they might break down.
Exactly, yeah. Instead of waiting for something to go wrong, you can fix it before it even becomes a problem. It's all about preventing those costly downtime situations.
And saving companies tons of money.
Absolutely. And, it's not all serious business either.
Right.
Schneepat also mentions how ANI is being used in creative industries, like those AI art generators.
Oh, yeah, like DALL-E 2.
Exactly. Now, anyone can create amazing, visuals, even if they can't draw a straight line.
It's like having a whole art studio at your fingertips.
That's a great way to put it.
But this all makes me wonder, how is ANI actually built? What's going on behind the scenes?
Well, Schneepat digs into that too. It all starts with machine learning, which is basically teaching computers to learn from data without explicitly programming them.
Okay, so it's like showing a kid a bunch of pictures of cats and dogs, and eventually they can tell the difference.
That's a really good analogy, yeah. The computer is learning by example.
I get it.
And, there are different types of machine learning too. There's supervised learning, where you use labeled data to train the AI, kind of like flashcards for a computer.
Oh, I see.
Then there's unsupervised learning, which is more about finding those hidden patterns in the data without those specific labels.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's reinforcement learning, which Schneepat talks about as well, remember?
Yeah, I do.
Reinforcement learning is all about trial and error. The AI learns by getting rewards for making good decisions and penalties for making bad ones. Like training a dog, Positive reinforcement goes a long way.
So it sounds like there's a whole science behind building these ANI systems.
Absolutely.
Schneepat also mentions deep learning and natural language processing.
Yeah.
Are those part of the process too?
Absolutely. Deep learning uses these complex neural networks that are actually modeled after the human brain.
Wow.
To analyze massive data sets. Think about image recognition, the technology that allows your phone to organize your photos.
That's pretty amazing.
Or natural language processing, which lets machines understand and even generate human language.
So that's how we get those chatbots that can actually hold conversations.
Oh, exactly.
And translation tools that can translate between languages instantly.
Yeah, it's incredible how far this technology has come.
So it's really a combination of different techniques that makes ANI so powerful.
It's really quite remarkable.
But I'm guessing there are some challenges in actually implementing ANI in the real world.
Oh, absolutely.
It can't be as easy as just flipping a switch, right?
Not at all. Schneppet actually points out that one of the biggest challenges is finding skilled people who can actually build and manage these AI systems.
That makes sense. I mean, it's such a new and rapidly developing field.
Exactly, and keeping up with the latest advancements is tough.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, there's the data itself.
Yeah.
AI needs high-quality data to learn from.
Of course.
But data can be messy, incomplete, or biased.
So the old saying, garbage in, garbage out, applies to AI as well.
Absolutely. Even with the most sophisticated AI algorithms, if you feed them bad data, you're going to get unreliable results.
Makes sense.
And then there's also the human element to consider.
Oh, of course.
People can be resistant to new technology, especially in industries that have been doing things a certain way for a long time.
Change can be scary.
It can be, especially when it comes to something as potentially disruptive as AI.
And what about the cost? Is it super expensive to implement these AI systems?
It can be, especially up front. Schneppet mentions the high initial costs as a major barrier for a lot of organizations.
So it's not just about the technology itself. It's also about having the resources to integrate it effectively.
Exactly. And there are other challenges too, like navigating the legal and regulatory landscape surrounding AI, which can be very complex.
Not bad.
And then there's the technical side of things.
Yeah.
Integrating new AI systems into existing infrastructure can be challenging.
It sounds like it's a pretty involved process.
It definitely requires careful planning and execution.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground already.
We have.
And it's clear that AI is having a major impact. And it sounds like it's only going to become more powerful and pervasive in the coming years.
Oh, without a doubt. This is just the beginning.
So where do we go from here?
Yeah.
What does the future hold for AI?
Well, that's what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive. Schneppet outlines some fascinating future trends, from these advancements in language models to the rise of something called enterprise AI.
Sounds like we've got a lot more to unpack. But first, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with part 2 of our deep dive into artificial narrow intelligence. And we're following the insights of Jörg-Owe Schneppet.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Picking up where we left off, one of the things that really struck me about Schneppet's essay is just how much emphasis he puts on the future of these language models.
Yeah, he talks about GPT-4 and beyond becoming incredibly sophisticated.
It's mind-boggling to think about,
AI
that can understand and generate human language so flawlessly.
It really is. I mean, we're talking about AI that could write different kinds of creative content.
Yeah.
Translate languages seamlessly, even code software.
It's crazy.
It's wild. What could that do for fields like education?
Oh, man.
Like a personalized tutoring tailored to each student's needs.
Education is definitely one area where I think we'll see a huge impact. I mean, imagine AI tutors that can adapt to each student's learning style and pace and provide that customized support and feedback.
It's incredible. Or even in healthcare, where AI could help doctors and patients communicate more effectively.
Yeah.
Especially across language barriers.
Absolutely. And think about customer service, too.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of waiting on hold forever, you could have an AI assistant that actually understands your issue.
Right.
And can resolve it quickly and efficiently.
That would be amazing.
It would be revolutionary.
Yeah. Schneppet also mentions this thing called enterprise AI, which I found really interesting.
Yeah, enterprise AI is a big one.
What exactly is that?
Well, it's this idea that businesses are moving beyond using AI for just isolated tasks.
Okay.
They're starting to integrate it across their entire operations.
So it's not just about automating a specific process anymore.
Right.
It's about using AI to make decisions.
Exactly.
Optimize supply chains.
Yeah.
Personalize customer experiences. Even develop new products and services.
Exactly. It's a much more holistic approach.
Wow.
And it's really enabled by these powerful AI technologies that Schneppet talks about.
So we've got these super advanced language models, and businesses are starting to use AI in this much more integrated way.
It's a whole new ballgame.
What else is on the horizon?
Oh,
What else does he talk about?
Well, Schneppet spends quite a bit of time talking about something called generative AI.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Which is AI that can actually create things.
It's not just about analyzing data or automating tasks.
No.
It's about AI generating text, images, music, even code.
I know, it's wild, right?
AI is becoming an artist.
It kind of is, in a way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're already seeing tools like DALL-E 2 and Midjourney allow people to create stunning visuals without any artistic training.
And we're seeing AI write poetry, compose music.
Yeah, even design buildings.
That's amazing.
It's really pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible.
Kind of makes you wonder about the role of human creativity.
I know, right?
If AI can create art,
Yeah.
music, literature,
What does that mean for us?
right? What does that mean for human artists?
It's a question a lot of people are asking, and it's one that Schneppet acknowledges in his essay.
Yeah.
I think it challenges us to think differently about what it means to be creative.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about AI replacing human creativity,
Right.
but maybe more about how we can use these new AI tools to enhance and expand our own creative abilities.
Exactly. It's like having a new set of tools in your creative toolbox.
I like that.
It might change the process, but it doesn't diminish the importance of human imagination and vision.
So we've got these exciting trends, advancements in language models,
Yeah.
the rise of enterprise AI, and this emergence of generative AI.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. But this field is moving so fast.
It really is.
How can we even keep up with all of it?
Well, that's where Schneppat's emphasis on ongoing research and development comes in.
Okay.
He stresses the importance of staying up to date on the latest advancements and participating in those ongoing conversations about the future of AI.
It's like we're all students in a never-ending AI class.
I love that analogy.
Right, there's always something new to learn.
Absolutely.
But beyond just keeping up, what can we do to ensure that AI is developed and used responsibly?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is. And it's one that we'll delve into more in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay.
Schneppet offers some really valuable insights on those ethical considerations and challenges that come with AI and how we can navigate this new landscape thoughtfully.
Welcome back. You know, after exploring all these trends in AI, I'm just struck by how much potential it has to change things up, not just in tech, but like in everyday life.
Yeah, I agree. It really does feel like we're on the cusp of some pretty big changes. Schneppet's essay isn't just like a technical breakdown. It's like a glimpse into a future where AI is woven into everything we do. Exactly. And it's not just about self-driving cars and robots, right?
No, not at all.
We're talking about AI that can help us understand complex data, personalize our experiences, even create new forms of art and expression.
Absolutely. The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing when you really start to think about it.
Like, think about the implications for scientific discovery.
Oh, yeah.
AI could help researchers analyze massive data sets, identify patterns, make breakthroughs in medicine, materials, science, development modeling.
It's like having a super-powered research assistant working 24/7, analyzing data, running simulations.
Yeah, no sleep required.
Crunching numbers, all that stuff.
And what about the potential to personalize education?
Oh, that's a big one.
Imagine AI tutors that can adapt to each student's learning style pace, provide customized support and feedback.
It's really about giving everyone the opportunity to learn and grow at their own pace, you know, regardless of their background or their abilities.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
But with all this potential, there are also those big questions about ethics and responsibility that we had to grapple with, right?
Oh, absolutely. And Schneppet doesn't shy away from those questions in his essay.
No, he doesn't.
He really emphasizes that as AI becomes more powerful, it's crucial to consider the potential risks along with all its benefits.
Like the potential for bias in these AI systems.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Which we touched on a bit earlier.
Yeah.
If these systems are trained on biased data, they could actually perpetuate and even amplify those biases.
Absolutely. And that could lead to all sorts of unfair or discriminatory outcomes.
Exactly. And then there's the impact on employment.
Oh, yeah, the big question.
As AI automates more and more tasks,
Right.
what happens to the people whose jobs are displaced? These aren't easy questions,
I know.
but they're ones that we need to start thinking about now.
Absolutely. We need to be proactive.
So it really comes down to how we choose to develop and use this technology.
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
AI itself isn't inherently good or bad.
It's a tool.
It's a tool, exactly.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right. It depends on the human behind it.
Exactly. It's about human choices.
That's a good point.
Human intention.
So it's not just about the technical advancements.
Right.
It's about the ethical considerations. The societal implications.
It's about having those tough conversations.
Yeah.
Making conscious choices about how we want to integrate AI into our world.
Well said. This has been a really insightful deep dive into the world of AI, thanks to the work of Jörg-Owe.
I agree. It's given us a lot to think about.
To our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it as thought-provoking as we did. And as always, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking those big questions.